Hey, you want the smoke? I got the smoke. Let's talk about it. Hey, everyone, and welcome to my channel. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment. Let me know how you're feeling. If you agree or disagree, let me know. All right, let's talk about it. All right, this is the Raw after WrestleMania. Um, it was an interesting night. I just put it that way. It was nothing real bad, nothing real great, some surprises. Um, but all in all, it was okay. It was tolerable. And then we start out with John Cena coming out to the ring. Okay. When he got out there, he called the ring announcer to come to the ring, but he didn't let him come in. He just stood there for a minute. John Cena was just standing there. And then all of a sudden he calls in the ring announcer. Um, And yet, I guess you would say that the ring announcer probably wasn't saying what John wanted to as he's coming into the ring or being in the ring. So he hands him a card and then he reads it again, saying, about how John Cena, all his accolades or whatever. Um, and then John Cena says that, you know, he's the final champ. He's got You start off with 32 days and work down to 27 days. Well, actually, 36 days and work down to 27 days until he says he's going to walk out of wrestling with the belt as champ, you know, and that there's nobody that's going to stand in his way to do that. And as you know, here he comes, Randy Orton and the RKO. It was beautiful. It was perfect. I can actually see this match um, at Backlash. I can see Randy Orton going at John Cena, for the title at Backlash. They'll build into it. Hopefully, the story continues the way it has started. Okay, so hopefully Triple H and then we'll get that together. Um, then we go backstage from the other day at WrestleMania when Bailey was attacked. I'm thinking now, looking at this match from Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, going against Becky Lynch and Laura Vaqueria. And the match was good, but I'm trying to understand why would you what happened to the clause that they said that when you lose the championship, you have to start back from the bottom, you wouldn't get a rematch. Okay, well, Liv and Raquel, they got their rematch. They win the match. If you were going to turn Becky Lynch as a heel, why not do it at WrestleMania at the biggest stage? It would have gotten much greater pop, and then coming in here on Raw, then challenge Valkyria for the Intercontinental title, which would have been a perfect thing to do. But they didn't do that. So now we'll have to wait to see how the outcome of that is. Laura Valkyria is not going to let this go without being answered. So, as you know, Liv and Raquel retained the titles. Please, somebody help me make that sense to me. I believe that, I don't know. Please leave a comment, subscribe, like, hit the bell. But anyway, so now we know Becky Lynch is a full blown heel. Let's see where this goes. Then we got New Day coming out and stuff, and then the Alpha Academy comes out and challenges the New Day. Um, that doesn't happen because Rusev shows up, and I knew Rusev was coming. I think I said it on my last couple of videos that Rusev probably could, and Aleister Black could probably show up. And Rusev does show up, and New Day gets out of the ring, and poor Otis catches all. Yeah, him and Tosawa, they caught it. They caught it. So I'm glad to see that Rusev is back. See what happens with him. It should be good. I mean, Rusev is actually looking good. He's bigger, looks stronger, looks like he's just ready to go. I mean, it's been like 5 years, I think, when he last time he was with the WWE. And then he did his little stint at AEW, and now he's back. So glad to see Rusev back. And then we have Io Sky. You know, Io Sky is great. I'm telling you, great in the ring. And then Stephanie Valcara uh, comes out. She wants to, as she said, wrestle the best. So that was a challenge right there to Io. And Io's not gonna turn down any challenges, so she accepts the challenge. The match is a phenomenal match. It is a very good match. Both of them. Standing toe to toe, going at it. And here comes Roxanne Perez and Julia. I have no idea why. Well, I know Roxanne Perez is supposed to be going up against Stephanie Valkyra Tuesday night on NXT for the championship. But Julia, that's surprising because I didn't see Julia as a heel. But now I guess she's going to be a heel. I figure if they're going to bring Roxanne over to SmackDown, then I would believe Julia would come with her, or they may hold out on that and just bring on Roxanne. But I know Roxanne is going to be coming to SmackDown. So, and then out comes Rhea. Okay, out comes Rhea. So she kind of like almost saved the day and stuff. But then her and Io, they had their little standoff. It was good to see that um, Rhea handed her the belt with no contact and stuff. So it was good. So I expect to see them too also at Backlash for that title. I'm thinking that's what's going to happen. As you know, as you see, that there was no Bianca Belair. So I think what's going to happen that Bianca's going to take care of the situation over on SmackDown with Naomi and Jade. We'll see how that goes. And so Jay Uso, comes out. Crowd just is all in it. I mean, they are all in it, and I see how they're trying to do everything to try to get the crowd to get over with Jey Uso and stuff to make him a stronger champion. Um, and then with Sami Zayn coming out, trying to make that happen and stuff. And then his brother Jimmy comes out, and it's cool that Sammy came out, congratulated him and everything. For a minute there, I thought Sammy was going to do something crazy and turn on Jay, but no, that didn't happen, and I'm glad that it didn't happen. So, you know, but we'll see. Hopefully, Jay can do what he said. He's going to be a fighting champion, and hopefully, that's that's the case, and that we'll get to see that and see who will be challenging him soon. I'm sure there will be a challenge for Backlash. And then, let me say something about Logan Paul. Everybody can say anything that they want to say about Logan Paul. You can hate him, you can love him, whatever the case may be. But Logan Paul is actually good in the ring. He hasn't really been wrestling that long. I think this is his third WrestleMania appearance, and he's done a couple of other PLEs. Um, and he's good. Hate him or love him, but you got to give him his props as far as being in the ring and not being in the ring for a long time and be able to move the way he does in the ring. I mean, he's talented, he's athletic, he talks a lot of crazy crap, but hey, this is sport entertainment, and you have to love that. So, and then Gunther comes out. Now he comes out to be a bully. He lost, he submitted, and everything. He tapped out and everything. So now he wants to take it out on Cole and Pat McAfee. And it's a shame that those guys can't do what they do, every week. and stuff and announce and give us analysts and everything about what's going on in the match. So Gunther, feeling in his feelings and stuff, attacks Michael Cole. And then Pat McAfee tries to, intervene. Then he gets shoved for his problems. And then Gunther grabs um, Michael Cole and starts to choke him. Then Pat comes to try to save Michael Cole again. Then ends up in the chokehold himself, and he puts Gunther puts him to sleep and stuff. And you see his friends jumping over the banisters and everything, coming to trying to help. Security trying to stop. So that was a moment and everything. So I wonder if Pat McAfee is going to actually challenge Gunther at Backlash or maybe on the Monday Night Raw. I'm sure they're not gonna. He's not gonna let that go. Pat McAfee. He's not gonna let it go. So I mean, and those are the things. You can't be a bully. You got to be able to let people do what they say. It's nothing personal. They're just doing their jobs. So hope Pat is feeling fine um, and stuff. So we'll see. And then Dom and Penta, you know, which was a good match, really good match. Dom is really coming in his way and stuff. And I believe in the interview John Cena had earlier that Rey Mysterio is going to shine. I don't know if he'll be as great as his dad, but I think Rey Mysterio is going to be a part of this business for a while. Um, and then JD McDonough comes out. Wow! So I guess he's healed from his injury and stuff, And Dom wins, his first title defense and stuff. But I think Finn Balor and Dom will be definitely going at it at Backlash. I believe that's going to be a match because I think between now and then there's going to be some confliction between the two, Don and Finn, and it's not going to look good. It's not going to be pretty. So that's we'll see what happens with that. But I gotta give Dom his props. He's doing well. He's doing well, and he pent Penta. So, all righty. And then we go to Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins tells everybody that he stole a wise man and he stole someone's best friend. And we all know who we're talking about. He's talking about Roman Reigns and CM Punk. You know, and I still don't really get a lot of this and stuff, but they're actually keeping it in a storyline. And I guess Backlash is probably when they'll settle it because at the end, Seth stomps CM Punk, then he stomps Roman Reigns and stuff, but just before all of that stomping went on, CM Punk, especially Roman Reigns came in. He superfly punched Paul Heyman and stuff, and then he was getting ready to go spear Paul Heyman, and look who comes in, Braun Breaker. Yeah, Braun Breaker hit Roman Reigns with a spear, and now you got Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins together with Paul Heyman. Oh man! So I see what they're gonna do with Braun Breaker. They are definitely gonna push him, and he is gonna probably be on the level of Brock Lesnar. So look out for Braun Breaker. He's coming, and he's gonna be coming hard, hard, hard. And I just can't get over the night with with John Cena, and then when Randy Orton RKO'd him and stuff. I mean, an RKO from out of nowhere. He snuck up behind him, got him, and I'm glad to see that. But anyway, that is the recap on Raw after WrestleMania. I think tonight's card was okay. I mean, it was nothing to, jump and do flips about. But there were some surprises, like I said. Then with Rusev coming out, that was really crazy. And then just looking at the heel turns. So they're developing heels. All by everybody that was face is turning heel and waiting to. I think Bianca Belair is next to become a heel. So I said it. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, leave a comment if you agree. If you don't agree, let me know. Thank you. God bless you. Peace. Peace. Have a great night, and I'll see you on the next video.